Hi, this is Brandon Ford.
This is Tony the Tiger, aka the Thunder from Down Under.
And this is James Garibay, Uba Mega Chucky fan.
Uba.
Uba, that's right, I did it.
Okay, you fucked it up, but that's all right.
Uber. Yes,
James
I can't do anything right.
James is the Uber Mega Chucky fan. I think you got Uber and a scuba confused.
I
You're
did.
the Uber driver from Boston.
That's right.
There you go.
And we are doing the Skanksgiving Sausage Fest episode of the Blind Rage podcast, even though Tony the Tiger does not have Skanksgiving down under. Do you have the equivalent? Do you have like Aboriginal Day or something?
We have a sorry day where, but that's quite recent, where the government said sorry for the atrocities of the past.
Oh.
The only nearest thing we have is like a July the 4th.
Well, at least
Our
they
government-
apologized.
Our government would never do that, isn't that right, James?
Yes, that is correct.
All right.
And for some reason, we still love it here.
Yeah. Proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free. All right. But
Oh, say, can't you see?
before
you
we
can't see
get...
me, but I'm doing that side-to-side arm dance over here.
All right. Settle. God, I always have to wrangle you two. Before we get into the episode, and the title of the movie is Mum. We're not saying it. It's because this is a surprise, just like the Halloween episode.
Okay.
So, yeah, before we get into that, I just want to get my plugs out of the way. Like to encourage everybody to check out my books on Amazon.com and the Amazon app in both Kindle and paperback editions. Just by typing in Brandon Ford in the search engine, you'll find my titles as well as my author page. Click follow to receive email notifications of all of my new releases. My titles are also available in audiobook format via Audible. Just go to audible.com or the Audible app, type in Brandon Ford. If you don't already, please follow me on Instagram at writer Brandon Ford, on both Letterboxd and Twitter at Brandon Ford. You can follow Tony on Letterboxd at Tony_the_bear. James still has no links, but I'm hoping that will change in the future with the current endeavors he's working on. We'll at least get you have a website to shout out for you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, critiques, suggestions, recommendations, please feel free to email me directly at blindragepod81@gmail.com. Last and most importantly, please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe.
You forgot to mention your OnlyFans site as well.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yes, you can
it's
catch
pretty
me on-
hot. We've seen it already.
Yeah.
He asked us for our critiquing, so, you know.
Mhm.
5 stars, 2 thumbs up. I won't say where.
All right. Jesus Christ. James, have
Yes.
you seen anything good recently? Have you seen any new movies?
Other than this one, sadly, not really, because I've been studying my butt off for midterms. But let's see. We've been keeping up with American Horror Story. It's, you know, as much as it kind of pains me to say, the season just really isn't doing it for me. I mean, I can appreciate the whole, 2 seasons within 1 season concept, but the way the first part of it ended was just kind of like a letdown. And then
Yes.
this one, the second half of it is just kind of like, it's like it's been done before. They're just rewriting. They're not rewriting, but they're just playing on the conspiracy theories of history, which is nothing new. Now we're just seeing it visually. It's just kind of meh.
Well, that
But-
sounds terrible.
Yeah, it kind of is. I feel like I told Andrew that I just feel like I'm watching out of obligation now because I've been a fan for so long. But we did.
I don't give a shit about that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't. I'd like to say that I don't but I do on some level, apparently. This is news to me. I'm frightened as well.
There's a lot of shows that I enjoyed for the first few seasons that had no trouble abandoning because I didn't
Yeah.
like the turn that they took.
There you go. And
Tony,
we
how
just
about you?
finished...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead, James.
Last one. We just finished the first episode of the Amazon show. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That is going to be mine. One of mine. Don't say anything because we were going to discuss it then. You and me, brother.
We will.
All right. Because I have some thoughts. Tony, how about you?
Well, the only scary thing I've been watching lately is the Real Housewives of Melbourne.
Oh.
So aside from that, not really anything.
Is that a real... Oh.
The
Jesus.
drama they get into. Whew.
Yeah, I know. And some of those botched facelifts, Jesus.
Tony, you're a Housewives fan.
I am, but I will draw the line. I haven't watched any Kardashians, so if I can be forgiven for anything, it's that.
There you go. Okay, can someone explain to me, because I'm not a Real Housewives fan, what is the appeal? I don't get it. I genuinely do not. I'm very curious.
I think people just like to see middle-aged women having cat fights.
Yeah.
Is that true?
It's a throwback to Melrose Place.
Yeah.
Oh, only quote unquote real.
And,
I don't quote it. It's just like
and not anywhere near as fun. I don't think anything could have topped Josie Bissett throwing her sister into the pool. Or Josie Bissett.
And didn't somebody like roll one of their friends into traffic in a wheelchair out of a hospital?
No. She left her on the beach. And the tide was
like
coming
whatever
in.
happened to Baby Jane reference. Was it?
I remember they might have left her in the in traffic. I don't know, but I remember that she was left on the beach.
Yeah, I mean, I was little,
for
so I just like
hours.
remember the previews that would come on, and that was like one of the things I remember seeing. Anyway,
Yeah.
And that's on Paramount if anyone has it.
But as far as movies go, I watched something new last night called, or new to me rather, called Vivarium. Either of you guys heard of that?
I've been wanting to watch that, but I haven't found it anywhere on streaming.
I've seen it in passing.
It's free on Prime here, and thankfully it's audio described. But it was a very, very, very strange movie, and it has Imogen Poots and Jesse Eisenberg as a couple who are looking for a house. So they go to a realtor, and they say, and the realtor tells them there's this brand new development, brand new houses, new streets, and I think he has a model of the area, and they look at it and they say, this isn't really what we're looking for, but, and he's like, what the hell, right? Like, he's like really trying to get them to go. So they go into the house and they're looking around, and it's all furnished, everything's painted, there's beds, there's clothes out for them, there's a bedroom that's painted blue, and he's like, this is a room for your son, are you having kids? And they're like, not yet. And they go in the kitchen, there's strawberries and champagne in the refrigerator for them, and he's like, why don't you have a look in the yard? They go out the backyard, they're impressed with it, they go back in, he's gone, his car is gone, there's no trace of him. And they're like, all right, well, I think it's time to go. So they get in their car and they can't leave. The house is number 9, and no matter how many times they go up and down the street or around this corner or around that corner, they keep passing number 9. They can't get out of this. And every house looks identical. They're all green, like box houses. And so, they can't get out. So they have no choice but to stay. And I think the second day they're there, well, they said try to set the house on fire, and they fall asleep on the curb and watch it burn. And then when they wake up the next morning, of course, the house is fine, and there's a box on the curb, and they open it, and there's a baby in there, and there's a note that says, "Raise this baby, and you can leave."
What the hell?
But it's not a human baby because they are counting the days that they're there by making a one of those height chart things, and it's like day 98, and he's like, I don't know, 10 or 12 ish, or at least that's what he sounds. But it's very, very odd, very weird, very Twilight Zone-y. And when it was over, I was like, okay, that was bleak. And I wasn't really sure I understood what the point of it was until I looked up, because there were some hints at an alien subplot. So I looked up what the hell a vivarium was, and a vivarium is kind of like a terrarium, I think only larger, where you watch animals or pets in a habitat. So I think that's what it was. It was for aliens to watch humans.
Yeah.
That is something totally out of the Twilight Zone.
Very much.
That's an actual episode.
Yeah.
Did anyone end up watching that Seth MacFarlane sci-fi, The Orville?
No.
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah. There was an episode where there were aliens that had a zoo, and like they had humans as an exhibit. So just reminded me of that.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. It's been a minute, but yeah.
James loves him some Seth MacFarlane.
I do. He's my Hollywood crush.
It's got very nice teeth.
Nice teeth are always a plus.
And he did a duet with Barbara Streisand where he showed he had some singing chops.
Well, he can sing.
He's got a couple of albums out, actually.
Yeah,
okay.
He can definitely sing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, James. Now we're going to get into it because I have some thoughts. First of all, I couldn't get past the first half hour. I must have rolled my eyes about 10,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't like anybody. I thought they were all of them were a bunch of spoiled, entitled cunts.
Oh, yeah.
They were doing every drug under the goddamn sun at a house party with the parents and the sheriff.
Seriously. All these thoughts are not lost on me.
And that scene where the one girl was trying to tell the friend how to give the perfect blowjob, and it's like all to get this guy to like her.
Yeah.
What? And this is the first episode and it's 30 minutes in, so I don't really think it's spoilers for anybody. But if you don't want to know anything about the show, skip this part. But I went in kind of hoping that it was going to be... Oh, and another thing, I hated all the name changes. They were so fucking pretentious. Who names the girl Lennon? There's nothing wrong with the name Lennon, but for a girl, it doesn't work. It just seemed too hipstery.
Yeah, it's very like new age hippy dippy I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
very
went in-
modern parent.
I didn't go in with any high expectations. I mean, I rolled my eyes once I found out that they were making the show,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy the movie because it's one of, my one of my movies that I grew up with. So I just wanted to check it out. But after like that first 30 minutes, you're just once they actually like get into the whole like they killed somebody with the car thing, it's just kind of like, okay, now we're starting to get into the meat a little bit. And this is gonna be a spoiler, but Tony, do you care? Are you gonna watch it? Otherwise, I
Is
won't
the
say.
spoiler that it's a twin?
That,
Yeah.
Yes,
That
exactly.
they run over a twin? Yeah,
Yes.
I read the spoiler.
Okay, so yeah. And it's like that's something you can see like a mile away. It's like, okay, like I don't need this whole like Shyamalan-esque explanation of the twist. Like, okay, I get it. It's her sister. Like it was the bad one that actually died. It's
Yeah.
just like, oh gosh.
Well, at least
So-
they didn't run over the Gorton's fishermen. But I was hoping that they were going to stay true or pay at least a little truer to the book than the movie did, because in the book they run over a little boy on a bicycle.
Yeah,
Which
that's a lot
is-
more tragic.
A lot more tragic than hitting a fucking fisherman or some obnoxious, entitled teenage girl.
Yeah, and seriously, I think it would have been a little more. I think it would have been a little deeper if they had actually like run over and killed the sister that you do actually kind of like.
Oh, I didn't like either of them.
I mean, it's just.
I didn't like anybody.
I mean, yeah, but it's just like you have all these, self-entitled, pretentious douchebag kids, and then you just kind of have this one, character who's just traumatized by her mother's death, which I get. It's like she's a little more relatable than everybody else.
I thought everybody was irredeemable.
Yeah.
Irredeemable, awful,
Yeah.
awful people. Did you actually get through the whole episode?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Are you planning on watching the rest?
I don't know. I hate to say it, but probably. I mean, I finished Chilling Adventures
to see it
of
through,
Sabrina,
yeah.
so I may as well get in. Just go with it.
Well,
So
there's other
don't judge
stuff
me.
out there.
I know.
Only God can judge you.
Mm.
But
Well, I watched the whole Nine Perfect Strangers to the end, and I was fine with that.
is that
Oh, that-
good?
I didn't mind it. There are people who are not liking it,
Yeah.
but I mean, ultimately, it certainly wasn't the thriller I wanted it to be. But I was fine to sit through it. I won't sit through it again.
It's
Okay.
on there. There's
it's got
an
a-
audio. There's an audio described. They have that. It's the first season audio described on the Audio Vault, where I get all my audio described MP3s from, and I kept seeing it pop up, but I didn't download it because I wasn't sure what it is. What's it about?
Well, I won't go into it, but did you ever used to watch Absolutely Fabulous?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
There's an episode where the daughter says, "You cannot improve yourself through massage alone," and the show just made me feel like it was entitled towards Adina. Like I could imagine her being there and just finding improvement through this retreat that she goes to. It was to me, it was very much an advertisement for a retreat. But
Oh.
'Cause
it's about
got
nine perfect strangers going to a retreat to
Yeah.
improve their
their relationships
They've
or
got
something, right?
bad backgrounds. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
did they do
it's got a good
ayahuasca or some
cast.
shit?
Now, on the flip side, should we start this movie?
We didn't even say what the movie is.
Well, that's all right. You're going to leave it a surprise.
Well, I have to say what it is. We
Says-
can't just start the movie.
Sure, we
Well,
can.
how about-
It'll be a new thing. We'll just go through the entire movie and then we'll let the audience guess what it is at the end.
Mm.
Well, as soon as they see the logo come up,
Okay, well, this
I can give the original title if you like.
this is an audio medium. So, anyway, Okay, so I definitely did do some research for this episode because everybody either does one of 3 movies for their Thanksgiving episodes. 9 out of 10 people do Blood Rage, which I like even though it's bad, but everybody does it, so no. Second is Home Sweet Home, which is worse. It's really bad, but again, everybody does it, so no. More recently, it's been Thanksgiving, which I've actually never seen. But yeah, there's that. So no, I didn't want to do it. And so I did do some research on what, because I wanted to do something completely original. So
Should we
we
go
are
drum roll?
doing our first trauma movie on the Blind Rage podcast. Hold on to your nipples because we are doing Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead.
Heyo!
So, yes, that's right. It may not be Thanksgiving, but there's poultry.
Mm.
There you go.
So
You can't even misquote J-Lo and say, it's turkey time. Gobble, gobble.
What?
I don't even know what that means. Did she really
That's
say
all right.
that?
Someone might know.
Is she that stupid?
It's a line from the movie Gigli.
Oh,
Oh, never saw it.
I don't recommend it, but anyway.
Yeah,
I can't believe
heard
you
it was
just
terrible.
quoted that. Well, at least you didn't quote glitter. Okay. So,
What is this movie you speak of? Glitter?
for Christmas, we're doing Showgirls. No, I'm just kidding. So, is everybody ready to light this candle?
I've been fluffing.
Oh. Well,
Let's do this.
if you want to
Got my
watch
bath
along,
drawn. Let's go.
if you want to watch along, I pretty sure it's still available on Trauma's streaming platform, so you can watch it there. I don't know if it's on any other. Where did you watch it, James?
Oh God. I honestly don't remember. It wasn't Trauma. It was one of the other ones. I think it was like it started with an M, and there's horror in it. I don't know.
Midnight Pulp.
Maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
All I know is that it was there. It did have ads, but I was still able to see it clearly. So,
Okay. Well,
but yeah.
that doesn't help anybody.
Well, I mean, if you don't mind ads, go for it.
Okay. So
I hate that we call them
begin-
ads now instead of commercials, but that's my own side note.
Well, ads, commercials, they're both evil. So
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to begin with 3 count. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. I like how this opening scene is like a role reversal. You know, because it's the guy being the sensitive one with all the feelings and the emotions and trying to convince the girlfriend not to leave and worried about what's going to be the outcome of the relationship.
So did this come out in 2006 or 12?
6.
6, I reckon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's some links out there that says it came out in 2012. I don't know what that's about.
No.
Are you sure it's safe to be out here all alone?
Well, apparently, just reading the trivia, it says the film made national headlines in 2011 when a guy, he bought a DVD cleaner and this came
Oh,
instead of it.
yeah. Yeah. I did read that.
What? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he
Oh, it
wrote.
was just something that I read in the trivia for the movie. So, like, I didn't experience it personally.
Gotcha.
That something like that happened. I remember when Beyonce's Lemonade came out on vinyl. Uh,
Oh, okay.
there were like a couple of pressings of it, and it was like a totally different album. I don't remember what it was, but it was something like completely not Beyonce.
Huh.
Yeah.
And
Weird.
people were
So when life gives you lemonade, you get
something
Phil
else. Yes.
Collins.
When life gives you lemonade, you get Depeche Mode. I don't fucking know. So yeah, this
is my first time.
All right. So, go ahead, Brandon.
in case you don't know, all the characters in the movie are named after fast food restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
We have Wendy right
Kinda got
there.
that.
And, yeah, and he's Arby.
Yes.
And what were you going to say, James?
I was just gonna ask. So, Brandon, you've obviously seen this or experienced it before. Tony, had you watched it prior to this?
Well, I watched it in preparation. But
right. But prior to preparation, had you seen it?
No, heavens above, no.
Yeah, I had not seen it, but it was fun, to say the least.
Yeah.
Well, this is typical trauma.
Yeah.
So
I
you
mean,
know what to expect going in.
even though it's just like so over the top, I love how the actors are giving it their all.
Yeah.
Wendy, don't be such a prude. You know, think of it as a compliment.
I'm going.
Yeah.
No, Wendy,
Well, I think they're supposed to be. It's supposed to be over the top. Everybody's supposed to be chomping
Yeah.
the scenery.
dude.
Yeah.
Because you've had those movies where some actors are just so stiff, where it's just like, well, if like you can tell they're not enjoying making the movie. It's just like, well, why are you there in the first place?
Well,
Well,
Trauma is a company that has been around since 1975, and they have made a number of films in these almost 50 years, and I think they have proven themselves time and time again. They have proven that they don't take themselves seriously at all.
Yeah. This right here,
When when this was announced, my ex, who had just graduated University of the Arts with a degree in musical theater, and he wanted to be an actor, but he really didn't have any drive to do anything, and I had said to him, Trauma is always holding like open cattle calls, and there are a lot of really famous and successful people who have gotten started in Trauma movies. And
really?
Well, and just to fill up your IMDb page, just to show that you want to work.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Exactly. Well, I got the notion from him that he honestly believed that he was going to walk off the graduation stage and onto an A-list film with Tom Hanks or something. Like he did not want to, begin at ground level. I think he thought he was something a lot more special than he actually was, but
So he just didn't want to put forth the effort and the work to get there.
No. So yeah, I told him about Trauma, and I showed him one of the Toxic Avenger movies. I was like, this is what you would expect, But like I said, a lot of people have got started with Trauma, like Billy Bob Thornton and shit, and Marissa Tomei was in the first Toxic Avenger movie, and So it's a stepping stone, you know. You could have it on your resume.
Yeah.
You could say, I was in a movie.
And I mean, I don't know about your industry, but isn't it a thing to keep your SAG card? You need to be in a number of movies or something. Even if it's for that.
Trauma's. I don't think Trauma's union. There's no way Trauma's union.
And I don't know if
yeah.
it's just movies, but like I think you have to have a certain amount of like work to get
Yeah.
your SAG card, because I worked with a guy who's an actor here in Austin, and he's just done like a lot of commercials and some TV shows around Austin. So
Yeah. Wasn't there one of the guys from The Room who did like a national ad to be able to keep a SAG card or something?
No, that's how Greg Sestero got his SAG card.
Yeah.
He was in a Ford commercial.
ah,
But anyway, so yeah, I had told him about Trauma, and I was trying to get him to audition, and he was just like, eh. And then he got some kind of magazine, and he saw that they were holding an open cattle call for Poultrygeist in New York, and Trauma is so low budget that they expect you to not only bring your own wardrobe, but like a lot of the time your own costumes.
yeah.
If you're
Oh, okay.
so I don't remember what it was, but they wanted some kind of like wetsuit or something for you to bring. And he made one out of something, and it didn't look right. But he sent a picture to Trauma, and along with his credentials. And I didn't see the actual email, but he said he got a response from Lloyd Kaufman himself, and that Lloyd would be in touch, but nothing ever came of it.
Huh.
Well, we've got a Native American around here. Somebody find
Well then.
But yeah, every time I think about this movie, I think about that period of my life, which was
That you could have been seeing your ex in this. Oh, there he is on the floor.
Well, I think too, he probably would have gone into this expecting to be paid. Which, you know, nobody goes into Trauma movies expecting to be paid.
Right.
Yeah.
Just the experience.
It's totally the experience.
I don't know, you just look like a dick.
I think I've said this before, but I was in a state-based campaign, but it was just a poster ad.
Yes, you did, with your hairy back.
Yes.
And all the musical numbers.
Yeah, this is the first Trauma movie and our first musical on the
Yeah.
Blind Rage podcast.
Woo, go us. It's a big day.
Breaking down walls.
I don't think there's a soundtrack.
I'm sure you could probably find one somewhere.
Yeah.
But there's what, like 3 or 4 songs?
Is that all there
I
is?
think that's like 6 or 7. Or just looking at the credits, they had quite a few song mentions. But
Yeah. I mean, I know like all the songs are like within this like 15-minute period, but
No, I mean,
And then there's a few later
Yeah,
as well.
it feels that way. But there's like a pretty considerable gap where
Yeah.
there isn't any
Yeah.
music. So you kind of forget the musical element to it.
but this movie's something else. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it.
Well, it reminded me a lot of like old Peter Jackson, especially with the body horror and the food horror.
Yeah.
Like if you ever saw Dead Alive or Brain Dead, as it's called.
A long
Yeah.
time ago.
Many times. Something I actually want to do on the podcast. I can't believe it doesn't have. Well, I think the unrated version had a Blu-ray release here, but it's out of print. But the full 105-minute version didn't. It's funny that for Peter Jackson's movies, there's the extended version of Brain Dead, and there's an extended version of Heavenly Creatures. But for both of those, he prefers the ones that were released to video. That were edited down.
Well, there are some movies that they have their director's cut, but I actually prefer the original. Like, even Donnie Darko, the original was better than the director's cut, in my opinion.
I don't know if I saw the director's cut.
It started like. Be happy that you haven't.
Okay.
There was a few embellishments that were just annoying, and there was a few extended scenes and a bit more of the book that he reads. But yeah, it was...
Maybe I did see it.
You the manager.
I don't know.
You know it. Denny's the name and
I don't know. I was very high when I was watching those movies.
Oh.
Well, you know, you're young. You're 18.
High school graduate just trying to make his way in this topsy-turvy world. My life.
I never watched anything inebriated. Like, I generally, whenever I sort of did anything, it would be out socializing.
I think I watched Alien Covenant when I was really drunk. And that's pretty much the only way to get through that movie.
Like the dip.
Yeah, yeah.
I swear sometimes I get so angry I just want to explode.
Oh.
Lord.
Humus.
Metaphorically speaking, of course.
I
love
think
the way they stereotype.
Yeah, well, this is a movie that is definitely supposed to be an equal opportunity offender.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
As are a lot of trauma movies. They toned it down a bit. Because in the Toxic Avenger, there's a lot of stuff that wouldn't fly today. For sure. Even though it's a trauma movie, like there's very casual use of the N-word.
Okay.
So
yeah.
even nowadays, they're kind of watching where they put the lines.
I think they are a
in sense.
bit. I think they are to a certain extent. Because there's there's use of the R word, and there's here and people making fun of people with visual disabilities,
Yeah.
which I have to say I wasn't offended by, but which is also in the Toxic Avenger, by the way. But yeah, and then you got these stereotypical minority characters. So it's everybody. They don't just aim at one demographic.
Yeah, I mean, which is good, but it still kind of proves that, not proves, but it's just like so many people can't make fun of themselves anymore. Like, it's wrong. It's so wrong to say anything about anybody now.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that Lester?
Yeah, I'm gonna open the door real quick.
Heads up back there, everybody. We'll be opening up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Oh, puppies.
Open for business.
They are the best.
They are.
Oh, it's the rest of them.
Don't you worry now. This place will be
Did Nala come in as well?
She and Lester just walked out, and so they're gonna go bug other daddy.
You fools! This restaurant is built on
Or
ancient
not.
Tomahawk tribe, sacred Indian burial grounds. Get out while you still can.
Tromahawk tribe. Did you get that?
Save yourself.
Yes. There's a few mentions of it throughout the movie.
Yeah.
I like their orange soda, the Clockwork Orange. That wasn't lost on me.
Yes.
You're the guy that lost all that weight eating those fast food hero sandwiches? Jared, right?
Yeah, they even have Jared from Subway, who would not be in a trauma
Although-
movie today.
No, well, it's not him.
No,
I'm
of
sure
course,
he would
no,
have been
no,
happier
I know.
had this happened to him.
With the general's low-carb mashed potato.
When did that scandal happen?
2015.
Ah,
Oh, wow.
Okay. So he could have if they had asked him. Oh, that's funny. Yes, we Mexicans are that stupid. We don't know how to use a spatula.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Somebody else who got themselves into some hot water is in this. And
Oh, he just passed.
oh, did he?
Ron Jeremy?
Yeah,
Oh, is that his name?
yeah.
The porno actor, yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that again.
God, I hope that was just a pickled egg.
God, I had a boss who had a chin like his.
Oh,
It just it reminds me of like a flesh-colored neck brace. That's what I used to call it.
Way to go, Jared!
Yeah, every
Is
time
it-
I see that, I always just want to, I don't know, just do this number.
oh.
Oh, Lord.
Did either of you two ever work fast food?
For 2 weeks in high school.
Just to upset me.
I used to work in a cafe, but not in a fast food joint.
Do you hear this?
Where did you work, James?
Whataburger.
What's that?
It's Texas chain. Yeah, orange and white are their colors. Big W. When I was little, I used to call it Whataburger.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah, no, it's what a burger. all
Oh,
one
yeah.
word. They used to be pretty good, but yeah, then they sold out.
Oh, did they? What's happened with them? Are they still around?
They're still around. They just a bigger company bought them out, and so like their quality's gone down.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah. What about you, Brandon? Fast food in your past?
No.
Lucky.
No, I couldn't.
He's dangerous.
I couldn't work with food.
Well, at least I'm gonna have to have a job and support my family at $3.50 an hour.
I don't think I could trust
When I worked
myself.
I used to work at the cafe at the airport, and my manager had gone through McDonald's, and she was saying she loved it for the fact that they trained her up. So her brother did a hospitality course that cost him like a few thousand, and she just got it all for free through work.
Rank and file
Really?
of the Georgia chapter KKK can rise above his humble upbringing and become
What did you do at the cafe? Were you?
the world's most largest and powerful.
Well, I was like a food and beverage attendant is the technical term. So I would make coffees and also serve food, and I would also work at the bar as well. But
Okay.
You can bartend.
that was pretty fun.
You could bartend.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
bartending can be fun.
Well, I liked it there because it's not a typical bar. Like you had people, that were going on flights,
Right.
so they weren't sticking around and getting drunk, and
Yeah, the
and there
altitude
wasn't like
takes care
loud
of
music
that.
that you'd have to scream over. Yeah.
I want that on a t-shirt. Eat my meat, you vegan whore.
There are some funny lines in this movie, I will admit.
I feel like Wendy reminds me a little bit of Alex Mack, if anyone remembers that show.
I do. I used to love Alex Mack.
Me too. That actress isn't doing anything. She hasn't
No.
said 10 things, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
See, with the tongs, I thought he was going to use that as like a double dildo.
Me too.
Oh.
Me too.
Oh, this is a good bit.
Yeah, right? It's like, no, go into it. Get into it.
Yes. I used to actually not have a crush, but I used to not mind the chef from Two Broke Girls.
I never watched it.
I don't remember.
It was very like European, and it wasn't a show I watched many episodes of, but I just remember that part of it.
Yeah, my brother watched it. He said it was pretty funny.
Oh, wasn't he the Asian guy?
No, he was like a no. There was an Asian manager, but this was like the chef, I reckon.
Sorry, Arby, but how can I ever love someone who wants me to eat?
Oh my god.
Well, Jared gets a happy ending at least.
He got to be thin for a minute.
Yeah.
That guy is in a lot of trauma movies.
Yeah. Oh, it's like those stretch lines.
Did you guys hear that joke about the guy and the girl who run into each other and he's donating sperm and she's donating plasma?
No.
Tony, you didn't hear it?
No, but it sounds hilarious.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what happened.
No, you don't.
Okay, so there's a guy and a girl, and they're in line, and he's introduces himself, and he says, or she says, okay, so what are you here for? He says, I'm donating sperm, and she's like, oh, really? How much do they pay for that? And he goes, $50. What are you doing? And she's like, I'm donating plasma, and I only get $5. He's like, huh. So a month goes by. They run into each other again. He sees her, and he says, oh, hi. Are you here to donate plasma again? And she looks at him and goes, mm-mm.
Oh, Lord.
Wouldn't you hate to sneeze in that situation?
Mm-hmm. That would be problematic.
I would hate to be in that situation.
I do you mean in the donating sperm by spitting or in the cleaning up the toilet?
Well, none of it sounds good.
Although there has never this bad, obviously, but there's been some toilets where I'm like, how the hell did it get this bad? Like,
Well, at the clothing store that I used to work at, which was the longest job that I ever had, I was there for 6.5 years, unfortunately. But the men's room was really never that bad.
okay.
But I would constantly hear just horror stories about what the women would do in their designated lavatory.
Okay.
Women are just savages.
They got a lot going on down there.
Well, there was a woman who left a used tampon in a fitting room stall, so...
Ew. That's just rude.
Look, something I've noticed is that straight clubs, their toilets are quite bad, but the gay clubs, the toilets are quite good.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because we actually care.
And well, and you don't shit where you fuck.
Yes, exactly. The gays are too busy, getting down. to be able to make that kind of
Right?
mess.
It's like, we
When
don't...
you can only breathe through your nose, you don't want a stinky toilet.
Exactly. And the bathrooms are not getting used for its intended purpose.
Is it me?
A lot of
or-
the guys haven't eaten the whole day.
well, of course, if you're going to the club. But is it me, or does she sound like she has had actual musical theater training?
I think
Yeah, she's got some good pipes on her. So
what it is that she's. I agree with what you're saying, but I think what it is she's matching his tone, like she's harmonizing.
Yeah, they're harmonizing,
She's got the
but-
training to be able to do that. Yeah.
But when she was doing her solo, her voice sounded pretty strong, like too strong for a movie
Yeah.
like this. He's not a singer, clearly.
No. But that's why he got to sing first, and she had to sort of match his singing.
right.
My rear ender.
Here,
Partner in bed, I am yearning to feel pleasure.
yeah, she's definitely had some vocal training.
Yeah. I mean, maybe minimal auto tune, but you know.
Oh, you think Trauma can afford auto tune?
I don't know. You can afford anything now.
Well, I think so, because I had friends who recently recorded an album. And I'm not going to say any more about it, because...
I have always had a fantasy about that, to just like go into a recording studio and record a song and be like, tell the engineer, I want you to auto tune the fuck out of it, make me sound good, and then I could like hold it at the CD and be like, listen to me, listen to how good I sound.
And then you perform live.
Well, I would lip sync, of course.
And you're doing Ashley Simpson, yeah.
And then just dance off stage.
Well, that's I don't know if the movie ever came out, but Bruce Campbell was talking about that in I think his second book, where he did this movie where he played a country singer, and he was like, I've never sung in my life, I can't sing. And they were like, oh, don't worry about it, we'll just pre-record it and do it auto tune. And he recorded the tracks, they spit polished them, and he was like, wow, actually sound pretty good. But I don't remember the name of the movie. I don't think it ever came out.
Okay.
Something to look into, I guess.
Check him out on Spotify.
Maybe.
The unreleased album.
I can't believe the song is still going on. This song is still going on.
It's an earworm. It got into my head. I was sort of whistling it as I was weeing before.
You're both going to be buying the soundtrack by the time we end this commentary.
Probably.
I wonder if they'll, or if they have already, do a staged version of this. Because
Surprise me.
they had the stage musical of the Toxic Avenger was very successful.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, that was the Broadway.
Did they do any of the Killer Tomatoes trauma?
No,
Okay.
no, that's Roger Corman.
Oh, okay.
And isn't like musical theater like all the rage right now?
Yeah, everything's a musical.
Like they
Oh, there was a musical out on Diana that got terrible reviews.
Yeah, and there's that new movie about Aretha Franklin.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
but Respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call that a musical. That's just
Oh, it's not.
like a biopic
Yeah.
with music in it.
And there's the well, there is a musical about Tina Turner.
Innocent chickens.
Really?
Which one? You don't mean what's love got to do with it?
No, it's a stage musical. I don't know if it's
okay.
about her life or if they just incorporated her songs into it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like that "We Will Rock You" is a musical just using music from Queen.
Ah,
Maybe.
those bastards.
I don't know, but apparently you can turn anything into a musical. If you could turn Misery into a musical, that's like, wow.
Oh, is that
Now, was that a
musical?
musical or was that just a stage adaptation?
It's a musical.
I knew about
There
that.
is a there's a stage play, but there is a musical as well. Yes.
Really?
There's a musical
Wow,
of
okay.
Carrie.
I heard about that one. I
Yeah.
was actually curious about that one. I know they did one for Evil Dead years ago.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I know somebody who went to see it, and he made sure he got in the splash zone.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that one sounded, from what I heard about it, it sounded like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think the Carrie one had like maybe its opening night with its closing night. It didn't like do well at all.
Well, there were a lot of
that-
technical problems with it. I think it closed I think it did a few previews and then it closed after 3 actual shows or something.
Yeah, it came and went very quickly, I remember.
Well, that was that was in the 80s, but because the technology wasn't there, the microphone kept shorting out when the
Right.
blood
But they
poured.
did one like fairly recently with like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
past decade, right?
They've been doing revivals of it. Yeah. Not, I don't think on Broadway, but
Yeah.
theaters have been putting it on.
Yeah, I would like to go check
Is
that out.
there is there a song called "They're Gonna Laugh at You"?
Probably. I'm sure there's a song called "Plug It Up" too.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
It's just your period, girl. Plug it up, plug it up.
Oh,
You sound like a 50s advertisement.
I don't know. It was the first thing that came to mind. But it got y'all to laugh, so it landed.
James
You
has
feel
some
that blood
pipes.
running down your leg?
I think we're all getting inspired a little too much by the music here.
Yeah.
These girls wearing clam, they remind me of what's it called? Jay and Silent Bob. If you ever saw that.
Yeah.
How there was like liberate animals before imprisonating animals, or labia.
Oh,
Lady.
Kids can learn arithmetic by counting calories and looking at our menus helps
Oh,
them
God.
learn to read. Little scientists can analyze
I like reading these posters in the back because I wasn't able to see them before. Like,
as long as they don't tell mom and dad and get our asses sued.
some of these people can really sing. This is funny to me.
Friends don't fight temptation.
well, I was saying a lot of times with autotune, it's less about being able to sing and more about having good delivery.
Yeah.
American chicken.
Because if I know with me, I can hit a note, but I sound very not bored, like kind of bored. Like I don't have a good projection because I'm concentrating too much. But if you're the opposite, then you can actually be auto tuned into something quite good.
When I was in 8th grade, I always hated math because I'm really bad at it. But I had what I thought to be the best idea ever. I said to myself, I am going to join choir because I knew choir did day trips a lot and they got out of class. So I'm going to join choir and I'm going to get out of math. And when I joined, literally, it was done by the music teacher. First thing he did when I came in was he was like, "All right, come here. We're going to hear you sing." And I was like, "What?" I was just going to join in or lip sync or something.
You're just gonna lip sync.
Yeah. And he made me do the what do you call it? Do re mi.
Oh, okay.
And of course, I didn't have a voice. Nobody had a fucking voice, and we did get out of class because we did Christmas shows and we did some hospitals and like some big department stores in Center City in Philly. But after Christmas, it was over, so I was back to not having an excuse to get out of math.
No Christmas in July.
No. And plus, he was a real fucking cunt because he was always trying to kick me. I remember he was my music teacher, and I always got the feeling that he didn't like me for some reason. And oh, there's Lloyd.
Well, you did hear yourself. Just kidding.
But yeah, I always got the feeling that he didn't like me when I had him in class. And I think he forgot that he didn't like me when I first signed up because he was real nice to me in the beginning. And then he was a fucking cunt after. And he kept threatening to kick me out if I didn't show up to rehearsal.
Jeez.
And he did. I'm gonna tell you a very short story, but this is a true story. I shit you not. We were at some I don't remember what it was. It was like a nursing home or something, and they had an auditorium with those like staircase platform things for choirs, like in the beginning of Home Alone. You know what I'm talking about?
Part 2?
No, in the beginning when Kevin is singing in the choir and the brother's putting the candles behind his ears.
That's part 2.
The risers.
Yeah, risers. Thank you. They had those, and he put me on the bottom one, all the way to the right, and he said, "Oh, there's not enough room for you. Step down." He literally told me to stand on the floor. And the kid next to me was like, "There's room for you. What the hell is he talking about? Get up here."
Jeez, what a dick.
Yeah, he was a dick.
Lord.
And I love that Humus like prays every other scene.
They have to do it like 5 times a day, I think.
Do they? That was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the Muslim religion.
Devotion. I remember in uni there was a prayer room, and I was like, "Oh, what's that for?" And that's where I found out about it.
Oh.
Although a lot of fast food places, they don't grind their own meat, do they? Or is that a sloppy Joe type of thing?
Well, Sloppy Joe's use ground beef already, but
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
A sloppy
guess it
Joe
wouldn't-
is instant diarrhea.
fits
That's
into
what
the
a sloppy
movie.
Joe is.
It's a what?
It's instant diarrhea.
Oh, it does sound like something off of Urban Dictionary.
No.
are we
No.
Are we talking about the sex act now?
No. I'm saying that you will get
I
immediate
will have to look that
diarrhea
up just to see if it is.
by eating a sloppy Joe.
Not my Sloppy Joes.
I don't know. You're very rich.
You're very kind.
You use a lot of spices in your stuff.
I do. I like spice.
I was
Yeah.
I was a little intimidated when you told me about your chili. Scared.
I'm quite proud of that.
I remember when I visited America, I went to California and we ordered burgers, and it came with like filling on the side, so you could put in pickles and chili and everything.
Ugh.
And the burger was quite bland. I ended up putting everything in, because I quite like herbs and spices, and chili and pickles is actually I quite like. But
Yes, thank you.
No,
praise.
I don't like any of that.
I love it. Pickles, tomatoes, onions. Scrumptious.
I'm fine with a plain patty with cheese and a little bit of ketchup. or some bacon.
You're so vanilla.
Ketchup.
I am. I am.
The only thing, and like I've said, I don't like is because they use quite cheap hash browns. I don't like hash brown in a burger.
Ew.
But if they were to use like good quality rosti or something, then I quite like it.
I've never had a hash brown burger.
Neither have I. Didn't even know they existed.
Yeah, like that's a thing.
Yeah, I mean it comes with the beef patty and everything, but yeah, it's at the McDonald's they do McMuffins with a hash brown in it.
God, can't remember the last time I had McDonald's.
You remember that episode of Family Guy when Stewie was taking the cast of Star Trek through the McDonald's drive-thru?
Yes.
One of my favorite parts was when Patrick Stewart said, "You'll get nothing and like it."
Oh man.
Well, Patrick Stewart, he was in American Dad, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the CIA director.
Deputy Director Bullock. I used to love American Dad.
Oh, and by the way,
Yeah, apparently like they're really good friends now. Like ever since all the gags from Family Guy, like they got to be really close.
Okay.
And I saw Patrick Stewart speak at a Comic-Con one year. I went to his panel and I miraculously got in. And he was just talking about like his everyday life. It was awesome and it was hilarious.
Oh.
You know? Like he wasn't promoting anything, he wasn't like on tour for anything. He was just, you know, hey, come listen to Patrick Stewart talk about his life. And it was cool. And he took a lot of questions from the audience too, and not all of them were related to Star Trek, thankfully.
Yeah. Well, I imagine that when you're part of a huge franchise
Yeah.
like that or even X-Men, you get tired of answering the same question, because I'm sure you get the same question
Yeah.
many times.
You know, what's so-and-so like? What's it like to play this guy? How did you feel about, you know, portraying somebody so iconic from comic books?
Oh, you know what I heard? I heard that the guy who played Biff in Back to the Future literally has like a business card that he hands out to people when he goes to conventions, because everybody asks him the same questions. And it's like, yes, Michael J. Fox is very nice. Yes, we remain friends to this day. Things about Christopher Lloyd. It's like all the questions that he's been asked a million times over the years. Here are the answers. There you go.
Here you go. Here you go.
Get out of here. Can't you bother me?
All right.
I know. Sure, Paco had a horrible accident and died.
But is he a nice guy? Like, is he nice about it?
We'll pay him for the full day.
I think so. I think it's meant to be more funny than
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm asking, because like, if he's nice about it and cool about everything, then you know, yeah, more power to you. But if you're just doing it just to tell everybody to fuck off, then yeah,
No, I think it's more as a joke.
yeah, okay, that's cool.
The chicken has declared jihad on us.
Oh,
So what about midway through, and again covered in a bloody room?
Yes. Had the director actually himself worked in fast food?
did Lloyd direct this?
Lloyd. Yeah.
I would say no.
hey, Father O'Houlihan, back for second.
I don't know, back as a child, not...
No. He did go to college with
That's weird. Well,
somebody really.
That doesn't look very penis-y, just Bubba.
I think he went to college with like Martin Scorsese or somebody.
Really?
Okay.
Was the priest the director? Did he put himself in his own
No,
movies?
he plays the older version of Barbie.
That's funny. I like how they don't even try to make the food look appetizing.
what are you?
Like, I know it's fake, but still.
Now scoop me off
Yeah.
the bun and give me a proper burial. Trust me, Holmes.
Like, who has olives on a burger?
Looking to take a bite at
It's done.
Oh.
Oh,
It's weird, but it is done.
I mean, I like olives, but I couldn't imagine
No
doing how they
thanks.
do it.
That's one thing I cannot do is olives.
I don't think there's anything I haven't, eaten. That's food.
Oh, I think there's one thing.
Thank you, Brandon.
But no, I was gonna say, because I'm very self-absorbed, but no, I was just thinking about when we had to do a musical number in one of my one of my shows when I was in high school, and we didn't have like lapel mics or anything because our school was ghetto, but we had.
Of course.
We had these like corded microphones that were very small and they hung from the rafters over us. And for
Yeah.
for one number, we were all in a line at the front of the stage, and I was on the very end, and I did not know that there was a microphone directly above me. And so I'm singing, just thinking, I'm just going to blend in with everybody. Oh, no. I saw the video.
You were having your moment.
I was having something. It wasn't good. And I was definitely not blending in with anybody.
Is it on YouTube?
No. Or at least
So
I
you
hope
think.
not. Jesus Christ.
Give us a few specifics and I'll try some.
Yes, yeah.
Well, the
Year,
school.
time, date.
The school, oh my God, now you're making me curious because
Just look up terrible singing. I'm just kidding.
but our school did have an AV department and they would record the shows that we would put on every year. So it's possible.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Now you're a little
alright, it's
curious
out there.
and scared, aren't you, Brandon?
Mm-hmm. Thank God I didn't put my school or anything on my Facebook.
What's that? You want me to kiss you?
Like that's gonna stop somebody from researching.
Mm.
You know what the trolls are like.
Please. Like anybody gives a shit to fucking troll my ass.
No, wait.
What are the chickens made of? Especially the one that he's Frenching.
You sure you want to do this?
Ah.
We're still gonna have to work together.
Because I mean, you can't just go around licking raw chicken.
No.
Well, for your art, you can.
But I do insist on safety.
It does not look like a real chicken, so
No.
No, I don't think so.
maybe props department. Just there's a general like store you can get stuff from.
Or maybe.
Well, again, this is a trauma movie, so
Some grade A.
I wouldn't rule anything out.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you still got to have some kind of safety and sanitary standards. I mean,
Do you?
Well,
Do you?
I would
imagine
hope
it's
so.
the same chicken for every scene, but
I would hope so. I mean, it is 2006. I mean, I'm all for low budget, but I mean, there's got to be some kind of safety in place.
maybe it was filmed in the Canary Islands or something.
Oh no, I don't think anything's out of New York or
No, somewhere where there is no law.
Okay, you want chicken tartare? Go for it. Okay, at the end, he kind of seems like he's enjoying it. I'm just saying.
Exhaustion. But the place sparkles again.
Hummus.
I love it.
That's so terrible. It's hummus. Like the food. Man, and she just got that room cleaned up.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's it, I'm out.
It's like when I clean the house, you cannot sit on the lounge.
Oh, like
everyone
that's going to
just go
stop
outside.
Mitchell.
Because riding that broomstick.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think she just created a new sport. Extreme sodomy.
Well, sodomy isn't sodomy unless it's extreme. Am I right, Tony?
Are you talking from experience?
No.
My franchise. My grandmama Rose is
Don't be ridiculous.
knew we should have invested in Google.
No, I was just trying to help him.
By fucking him together with the mob. Now if this was maybe I would buy it.
Although that, I shouldn't laugh, but that was sort of something that happened here in the 80s, but not with a mop, but with bottles. There was a serial killer that was killing people that way.
Oh,
That's terrible.
It is, but
Jeez.
You know how to fire your ass.
so they would what, break bottles off in people's rectums, or stick broken bottles up there.
Or shove it
no,
up
well,
and then break
they
the bottle.
they didn't really go into much detail, but they did say how they found
They were
shards of, like,
involved.
glass.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that often the victims would die of shock from blood loss.
Oh,
We all take it in the dumper sometime.
You read about this, so
Only the strong
have I?
American chicken bunker running.
yeah.
While the weak scurry away.
I mean,
Clenching their mud
I've heard all the stories of
You might-
like people sticking random objects up in there, but no serial killer articles. But I've always wondered how somebody gets a light bulb up there.
Yeah.
Oh, how does it not smash?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
that glass is not very thick.
to a hospital and fix you up real good. Miss, see you
Well, I guess after a while, after a while, if you overuse it, I mean, vaginas are made to spring back. The sphincter,
Yeah,
not
but an
so
arsehole
much.
is not a vagina.
Yeah, but the sphincter muscle is not as durable. So, you know.
I'll be ruined, boy.
Ugh.
This is a man's life we're talking.
Sorry I asked that question, you guys.
We call humanity.
If you do take me to a doctor,
I mean, I guess if you have a lot of ammo, you can accomplish anything.
Maybe not so much with the caring and the loving.
Dickie, Thomas, grab these chicken buckets and follow me. Party, Red Live, you heard what the man said. Grab a bucket.
Ew.
Here, Carl Jr. That's from your whiskey.
Shit.
That's odd.
General, I reckon I don't know what's going on around yonder, sir. Where the
Apparently, this was an abandoned McDonald's.
Yeah.
chicken. Hold it down, everybody. Now hold it down. Now y'all been out here for hours, and I'd be angry too if I hadn't eaten.
Have some tainted chicken.
I want to make this peace offering with
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, you're so cool, giving free chicken.
You think free chicken will win us over?
I don't know if I ever told the story before. I think I probably did, but this whole sequence reminds me of, I don't know if it was here or if it was somewhere nearby. I think it might have been here, But there was a bunch of protesters outside the Chick-fil-A when they found out that the president of Chick-fil-A was against gay marriage and quite homophobic. So people were picketing outside Chick-fil-A's all over the place. And for this one location, it was I think it was the manager and a couple people came out, and they said to the picketers, he was like, I understand what you guys are doing. I support you in your endeavor, and I know that how the president of the company feels is wrong, but I just wanted you to know that I personally don't feel that way, and neither does our staff. So, and he gave them all free chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
It was so fucking weird because that Chick-fil-A was near the store I worked. And when they first opened, they had a guy in a giant fucking cow suit. And a cow is not supposed to walk on two legs.
Nor is it in a chicken burger.
Well, their whole campaign was a cow with a banner on it that says, may I suggest
Eat
the
more
chicken. Yeah, because the cow,
essentially.
the cow.
It's like their
get you-
it's their mascot.
Yeah, to get you not to eat beef.
Exactly.
So yeah, there was a guy, and it was huge. He was like 8 foot with that thing on,
Jeez.
and he was walking around handing out chicken sandwiches to people. And he came in the store and gave them to the employees.
You're like, whoa, giant chicken or giant cow.
No, he didn't approach me. I was too scary for him.
Is Chick-fil-A any good?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
especially those waffle fries.
I mean,
fuck yeah.
And they got these chicken honey biscuits for breakfast. Oh my god.
It's something interesting. Well, I find interesting about Australia is I was reading an article about our pizza industry, and compared to America, you've got your big chains, but in Australia, it's one of the few places where the small independents do actually quite well.
Really?
Well, we have a lot of
way of-
independents that do well. I wouldn't say the chains dominate here. There are a lot
Like
of
a-
independents who.
Comparatively, like the Domino's and Pizza Huts make up maybe like only 25% of sales as opposed to other places.
I don't know what the ratio is here, but yeah, there are for sure independents all over the place who are successful.
Yeah. I mean, mostly here in Austin, it's a lot of the big ones, but there are some smaller ones that do quite well. There's not many, but I mean, they're there.
A lot of people don't like pizza from the chains. Who
Yeah,
in their right mind would eat Little Caesars?
Hey, I used to love Little Caesars back in the day, but yeah. That was back when they were like the number one, but now they've kind of lost.
It was good. It was good. I remember when I was a kid, when I was like 13 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But now,
But I'm with you. Like nowadays, it's just it's not
that
what it was.
that hot and ready thing for $5, that's not a deal.
Right.
That just means you're getting a pizza that's been sitting around all day.
Exactly. Hard crust. That's inedible. Yeah.
And Domino's, they put way too much seasoning on their crust now. Like every time you
Yeah, but that's coming from you.
every time you hold a slice, like I feel like I gotta wipe my hands because there's crumbs.
You do, because it's also like very buttery.
Yeah.
Like not liquidy greasy, but it leaves this residue on your hands.
Yeah.
But there's this one place that we get from. It's a local place, and they are delicious. Like it's kind of like a little layered pizza, and they've also got like wheat crust that we love, and yeah, they're super tasty. A little more expensive, but it's worth it.
Oh, I meant to ask you, James, have you ever been to the South by Southwest festival?
To bits and pieces of it, yes. I've never like attended everything, like every event. Yeah. But yeah,
Okay.
I've been to some stuff.
Oh no, Adelaide's a very event-based city, so I'd like to travel to other places that have big events, like just to see what they're like. So, but I was watching Robert Rodriguez interview George Miller the other day at the festival. So
Yeah, South by Southwest was a trip. I worked for this internet company that did all the networking stuff around town, and so I got a staff badge, which got me into some pretty cool stuff.
Ooh.
And they got me in to see Lady Gaga the year that she was here, and that was like the best thing ever.
nice.
Yeah, so I've had some fun doing it. I was like front row, center, because I'd been there all day, and people kept trying to shove their way in front of me, and I was just like, I grabbed onto the fence. I'm like, no, I am not fucking moving from this space. I've been here since 9 o'clock this morning. I'm not getting behind anybody.
You shove that badge in their face.
Just like, yeah, no. This photographer kept trying to nudge his way over. I'm like, fuck off, dude. I'm alone. It was a blast.
Did you have a nice lanyard? Like Wayne and Garth when they got backstage to house people?
Yeah, I still have my lanyard somewhere, and I caught the drumstick. That made my night.
Nice.
Did she throw a drumstick?
She didn't, but the drummer did.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
I understand what
the
you
whole
mean.
band
An
had
actual
seen me
drumstick.
wandering around, and so he saw me up in front, and he kind of kneeled down and literally tossed it to me, and I caught it. I was like, yes.
yeah.
And that video.
See, I would not catch it, despite him throwing it right at me. It would be like jumping around in my fingers.
Yeah, Tony and me had a whole conversation about not being able to catch during the sleepaway camp commentary.
Yes.
Yeah, that performance is actually on YouTube, and you can see me a few times.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was fun to relive that.
I don't like
All
this.
right, the chickens are coming out. That looks like oh god, what does that remind me of? Oh god, there's another movie with demon birds. What am I thinking?
Flu birds?
No.
Oh,
I don't know.
Lord.
The puppets kind of remind me a little bit of Sam Raimi Evil Dead style.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying, with early Peter Jackson. That's all of this stuff reminds me of all of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I can't believe I left Arby for someone as horrible as you.
Yeah, Mickey slut.
I don't get Peter Jackson at all, but I guess I've seen more trauma movies than you guys have. So, I mean, while Peter Jackson's earlier stuff was definitely heavy on the gore, I think it was. I don't know. Trauma movies have they all have a similar feel, I think.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I don't think it's true anymore. Because all right, well, this is because I've been watching Trauma since I was a little kid, and I started out with the Toxic Avenger like everybody else did, and I saw a lot of movies from there, and the acting in Trauma movies is not good, to say the least. But when I used to watch them, it would always strike me because the acting was always bad in a similar way. It's like I just had this fantasy in my head that Trauma had an acting school. And that's where these actors learned how to be bad, because it looked like they all came from the same place. But It took me years, but I found out why it was. Lloyd would, when he would direct a movie, I don't think he does it anymore, but when he would direct a movie, he would tell the actors specifically how to say the lines.
Really?
That's why they were all the same, because they were all him.
Oh. They weren't allowed to do their own thing?
No.
Put their own spin on it?
Mm-mm. No, you had to say them like Lloyd.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of lame.
Delivering some prime chicken. Grade A bird.
Cookies and milk. Ew.
This storytelling scene reminded me, like, and it was just a dumb memory to come up when our grade 1 teacher would read to us. We'd all sit by her, and she used to wear sandals, and some of the girls used to like play with their toes as she was
Oh
reading
my
to us.
God.
With the teacher's toes?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. That would not fly in the Philadelphia Public School District. You would be whacked.
But the teacher wasn't
nowadays.
encouraging it.
Yeah, just they... I'm not even going to try to...
They weren't going all Duchess of York on her or anything.
It's like, hey, let me paint your toenails. Can I scrub your feet? Here, let me get a little crackling under here. Let's get a pumice stone under there.
Yeah.
Giving her a full-blown pedicure.
When I was in 7th grade, our teacher, she always used to wear these hideous dresses. And we were doing like independent study. I don't know, but everybody was doing something, and she was sitting on the desk because I always just sit in the front row because I was pet. But she was sitting on the desk directly next to mine, and just like watching everybody. And I was doing whatever I was doing, and my pencil fell, and I reached over to pick it up off the floor, and I had it extended too far out. So when I swung my arm back up, it lifted up her dress.
Yeah,
Like
perfect.
literally to the underwear. And
And that was the moment you knew you were gay.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, the 7th grade itch.
I just remember her looking at me with her eyes wide, because I think she thought I did it on purpose. But she was looking at me like, what did you just do? And all I could think to say was, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Because I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to explain, which is how I dropped my pencil, and this had this. I just went, I'm sorry. And she just nodded and looked the other way.
I mean, serves her right.
Yeah, for wearing those hideous dresses.
Yeah, it's just like, what are you supposed to say in that situation? It's just like, oh god.
I had a friend who got suspended because he said he told the teacher that she had cum breath.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I wish I had the balls to say that to one of my teachers.
And that student was you, wasn't it, Tony?
No, it wasn't me. I was the goody two-shoes in class.
You have cum breath? Like, did he just say that out loud to her?
Yeah, it was like it was like a revelation, because he kept saying like that she's got such bad breath, and then it's sort of like he realized,
What it was.
she's got cum breath.
And how would he know cum breath?
Well, he was gay. He's gay now, but like, well, everyone knows the smell of cum.
No, I'm having these horrible images of like some 13-year-old kid, like his uncle forcing him to blow him, and that's how he knows what cum breath smells like. And that was the revelation. Smells just like home.
It would be the other way around if he was smelling his uncle's breath.
Well, whatever. You know what I mean. Well, sometimes you can smell your own breath after. Never mind.
Now that we have to wear
Performing
masks.
the act.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lord.
I love the ripping out of the silicone.
Silicon, yes. This one's been in a few scenes.
I remember my ex reading me the ad that they wrote for this movie, for the auditions. And in it said, if you're not an actor, we also need extras. So if you're willing to make your own way up to New York and sleep on the floor, come one, come all. And don't think you're getting paid. No, it didn't say that, but
Yeah. I mean, I imagine if there was something local, there's been stuff that I wouldn't mind to be an extra in, but it's sort of been happening. Either I'll read the ad after the fact, or it's just not somewhere I'm near.
Yeah, they were looking for actors down here for I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, okay.
for the new one, so it was shot in Texas.
Maybe some parts, but I mean, yeah.
Because I thought it was. I thought it was Hawaii.
It takes place in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I remember seeing it on my Facebook like constantly. Like, it's just like, hey, like Austin actors, Amazon Prime looking for I Know What You Did Last Summer actors. So I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe they're
that's
doing like a big Wide Nation casting call or something.
that's how they found all those shitty actors. Through Facebook, it all makes sense now. The whole trauma bad acting thing makes sense, and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
All right, Brandon, I'll watch it and I'll keep you posted.
Please don't.
Oh, I did watch the first episode of Chucky. I could not believe I didn't mention that.
Oh, yes.
What the hell
how
is
was
wrong
that?
with me? Good lord. Yeah, so it was actually pretty decent. You get a fair amount of actual Chucky and fair amount of cute Chucky as a doll. And yeah, it's got some pretty good creepiness in there. And
Yeah.
it looks like they're gonna go into Charles Lee Ray's childhood and more of his back and upbringing a little bit more. So it should be fun. They've introduced, or not introduced, but they've had Alex Vincent in it via voice over a cell phone.
Oh.
And so, but yeah, more is to come. So I'm excited. It's on YouTube right now. Surprisingly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know how that happens, but I'm not questioning the
Yeah.
miracles.
I can imagine me checking it up. YouTube will say, not available in your region.
I know,
Just-
right? And it's cool because there's I think there's an extended version of it too, because one is like 45 minutes long and the other is 55 minutes long. So
Yeah.
That one's probably on the sci-fi their streaming
Yeah.
platform.
probably that's cool. And the main chick from Jason X is in it.
Oh
That's
god, I don't
pretty
even
fun.
remember.
The one that gets frozen and jumps 400 years in the future. And yeah.
What about
Actually,
Christina
that was
Lee?
something that I've been watching on Netflix. It's a show called The Movies That Made Us, and they're
Yeah.
documentaries about horror movies at the moment.
Yeah, I
Oh.
see
For
that.
Halloween, yeah.
I need to check that out. I've watched the other ones.
Very slowly approaching the entrance. We need to figure out a way to keep them out.
But how? This place is 50% glass. They'll break through faster than the 5 minutes it took me to turn Wendy into a full-blown lesbian.
This part kind of cracked me up. Just, I got it.
What did he say? We have to turn the glass into lesbians?
Yeah. Ah. That's what the frickin' chickens remind me of. They remind me of those damn birds from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
Okay, I never would have gotten that in a million years.
Yes, I was just the right age for Power Rangers. And damn it, I love them still.
One of the Power Rangers, I'm not sure if it was the original series or a later series, but he was part of a murder trial.
Oh.
And he might have even, had he been found guilty, he could have even gotten the death penalty. But I reckon he got found guilty, but I don't think he got the death penalty.
Wow, I don't...
Because the murder was financially incentivized, like as in he killed someone
for the money
to, type of thing.
Yeah, honestly, this is the first time hearing of it.
I think it was the White Power Ranger, but if you look it up, if you look up keywords, I'm sure you'll find it.
Let's see. I will do that right now. Okay.
I feel like I'm like if you ever see those political shows where they're in a debate and they get fact checked on the spot.
I know, right? This is how they do it.
Yes.
Power Rangers.
We found that's a lie.
I'm getting the hell out of here. Mickey, are you crazy? One step out.
Power Rangers Murder's Roommate.
Oh.
Yes.
It was one of the Red Rangers, one of the later iterations. Well, now I want to know which Power Rangers he was in. Power Rangers Samurai. Okay. Well, that's terrible. You're supposed to be a role model for kids, you asshole.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, please. Have we forgotten about Barney?
As in, I love you, you love me.
Yeah.
What happened with him?
What was that, like a pedophile scandal?
Yeah, the original one. Yeah, he was messing with the kids.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Lord.
I knew there was a reason I hated that show when I was little.
Puts new meaning to that song.
Right? Jeez.
You know what? We'll make better time if we split up. We'll stay put here and you go look in that movie and possibly...
The "you love me" is more of a demand than an observation.
Yes.
What did you see? I'm going to kill you all.
The corpse's makeup looks better.
That's the key, ladies. Be dead. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, Evita looks her best after she died.
God. We're gonna get so much bashing from feminists.
No, I'm going to because it's my fucking show. I'm the one who's going to get the letters.
Oh, that's a relief.
Bitches are going to get me canceled.
You can CC us in if you like.
I know, right? We'll take the heat with you. So yeah, Brandon, hopefully some of my classmates will subscribe and listen.
Are you sure you want them to?
I mean, hey, it's all about the ratings. I mean, like they say, isn't all publicity good publicity?
So please tell us, how do we stop them?
We're scared.
But yeah, it was a good speech.
Carl, I need you to focus. First tell me how to kill them, and then I'll give you a drink.
Alcohol, RB. Alcohol.
Fine, be it.
That sounds like a great idea. Who wants a shot? Excuse me.
I know Tony does.
Well, I'm... Not anymore. I've had my shot of Drambuie.
Oh my.
Okay,
Carl Jr. I got it now. I didn't get that the first time.
You just got that, really?
I'm a little slow. What can I say?
You know, we've only just got in Australia. We've only just got Five Guys, and every time I see someone say, my mind straight away goes to porn.
Of course. Well,
Like, I just had Five Guys. You know.
oh yeah.
It's like, God damn, how are you standing right now?
Well,
Oh, the food.
Tony knows how to limber up.
What happened? We thought you escaped. I tried. Almost made it. I got back to my car and then...
You slut.
Mm-hmm.
If someone dies, you forget about old Arby and you go back to your lesbianic ways.
Yeah, because nobody likes Arby's. Arby's is disgusting.
I like this Arby though.
Talk with the demon chicken. I mean, at least with the demon chicken, you know where you stand. Oh God!
Mickey, what did those monsters do to you? Let's get you out of this ridiculous carnal club getup.
I don't know. I don't think there's an Arby's anywhere close. But if there were, no. A fast food restaurant that's known for serving roast beef, that's debatable.
I mean, give it up, Wendy. Mickey is dead.
You're really rolling the dice on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had any bad experiences. Like, I just don't care for the food. I just genuinely do not like it.
One minute she's with me, then the next minute she's all melodramatic about her dead girlfriend.
I mean, we all know that all fast food is terrible for you anyway, so you're rolling the dice with their
Well,
experience.
McDonald's is the worst of the worst. The biggest offender with their, especially with their beef. I don't mind the chicken. I'll eat it sparingly, but the beef, you couldn't pay me to eat a McDonald's hamburger. It's like that. Whenever I think of McDonald's hamburgers, I always think of the lunch lady on the Simpsons. And she's emptying the gym mats, and she goes, "There's very little meat in these gym mats."
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think
Watch
McDonald's just gets whatever the fuck they can get their hands on and just slaps it together and calls it a burger.
Yeah, I mean, they're a multi-billion-dollar industry. Like, they can get away with whatever.
Burger King isn't the greatest, but I like it to a degree.
Looks like my job here is done.
Yeah. I'll still go to Wendy's for their Frosties.
I like their bacon cheeseburgers.
Yeah. Back in my 20s, McDonald's would always be my drunken go-to.
Well, it's good for when you're drunk because the burgers here are, compared to Burger King, they're a lot drier. So, like, there's no moisture.
Mm-hmm.
Although here Burger King is actually called Hungry Jack's.
Hungry Jack's, really?
Well, because when they tried to come along, there was already a business here.
Oh,
in
that's right.
Adelaide called Burger King.
Yeah, I heard that.
So there's a Burger King there, but not affiliated with the actual corporation.
No, that's correct, yeah.
That's interesting.
So it was actually, in other states, there was Burger King, and it was just South Australia that had Hungry Jack's, but then now the rest of Australia has adopted the name. So
Interesting.
So do they have the Whopper and all the same things that Burger King has?
probably not as much, or maybe different stuff as well. But do you have the Storm?
The Storm?
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
an ice cream.
Oh, no. What's it called, James? It's not
From where?
uh from the BK Lounge.
And I just quickly, I was reading an article about Mel Gibson, his wife, because I had watched Mad Max Fury Road, and they had asked Mel Gibson if he wanted to be in it back earlier when it was in production a long time ago, and apparently his wife had asked how many Muslims are in the country that they want to film in. So it wasn't just him that was like a fanatical Christian. It was like,
Jesus.
and that should be quite uncomfortable going to.
Wendy, do you remember when I asked the Carl Jr. zombie? How to
I don't
kill
think
the
Burger King
monsters?
has a specific name for their ice cream.
And then he died.
Okay.
Well, I was thinking, what if
I mean, I
It's
mentioned a minute
it's
ago
a
the
sort of
Frosties
a,
from Wendy's, but that's about it.
Do you have the McFlurry in McDonald's?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
it's too
it's a competitor to the McFlurry.
it's too much stuff.
It tastes fake, you know?
Yeah.
and if the only way to stop them
It's like it's so sweet that
well, that got me thinking.
it doesn't taste good.
Well, not really.
No.
It's a picture of
Yeah.
you going down on Mickey. But then when you
But
said,
one of my favorites will always be Dairy Queen's Blizzards. Holy crap.
that Native Americans have an
I never had one of those.
Oh my goodness.
We're alive.
You think you're alive.
I knew it. Alcohol.
Actually, I was expecting. I don't know if the scene happened already, but when they were in the room filled with the eggs, I was
It's coming
expecting like a spoof of Aliens.
Me too.
Beverages. Spell disaster for these proud.
But that's such a waste of beer.
I mean, that's their one true weakness. Oh, that's the small part, of course.
I used to drink beer back a long time ago, but now the last time I drank it, it bloated me so much. I'm just not used to it anymore. I just have spirits now. So.
Yeah. I still enjoy a good beer. But I find myself drinking a lot of wine at home.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, it's just there's something like nice and classy about it, and it's just kind of like you can sit there and just really unwind in a different way than you do with beer.
Yeah. You don't burp. Although
That too.
the last time, I still enjoy wine. I like a good white. I like a Semillon Blanc. But anyway,
Me too.
back when I was living in the hills, I was given a whole shitload of red wines, but unlabeled, and so I was drinking them happily. They were quite a nice drink. But one time I went to a neighborhood party and I overdrank, and then I remember throwing up afterwards, and
Oh, jeez.
I started saying, "Get out of me!" It was just kept going.
Oh.
I felt like Linda Blair, but
Yeah, we've all been there.
It's been a while for me. And I don't miss it.
Yeah, that's why I don't consume much liquor anymore. Well, I don't really drink that much anymore, to be honest, which is good.
I don't drink at all, and I don't.
This is an egg.
I don't miss it.
Guys,
Good for you, bud.
guys,
That's awesome.
This is an egg here. It's not Katie.
I mean, were you like drinking like as much alcohol before 2 a.m.? Were you one of those guys?
No, I literally just lost the taste for it.
That's right.
It was just like, it was just like one day. It was like, I had no.
You were just you just woke up and you were just done with it.
Pretty much. It's like
That's cool. That's really cool.
was that your intoxicant of choice, or had you had anything else?
beer. Yeah, I didn't. I have a fear of not being in control, like a really
Yeah.
strong fear. So
Yeah.
I never drank. Well, I did stupidly a few times. Hard liquor, but beer. No matter how many I had, even if I was plastered, I was still in control. But I had
disabilities as
hard liquor, drank hard liquor to excess before, and that was a totally different ball game. I was like, I don't like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
See, I can easily handle hard liquor, but I tend to find champagne is my worst enemy. So I don't tend to have much of it. I think it's the bubbles.
When I drink liquor, I have one, maybe two, but that's it. Like, I know not to, like, I don't want to get like that wasty faced anymore. You know, it's just like, why? Just, like catch a good buzz and then just enjoy it,
Yeah.
ride it. You know.
Oh, I think that's the reason why I like the straights is because I know when I reach that level and then I stop drinking. So but I found the best alcohol I had because if I plan on having a big night, I would just stick with one style.
Yeah.
And the best one I had was it was a good tequila.
Ooh. I've had some good tequila, but tequila can make me angry.
Well, going by the Real Housewives franchise, a lot of them get angry on tequila.
Yeah, I tried this one like really good smooth tequila. Like it was a good sipping tequila.
Yes, yeah.
And like it didn't have that like octane rating burn afterwards. It was really nice.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know tequila could be like this.
White meat.
I'll be with you in just a minute. I just gotta.
Oh.
It's only in these type of movies where they can get out of a situation like this by having the guy needing to take a shit.
Oh.
Right?
It's not like, oh, he's an axe. It's
Yeah, I know. Like this happened and nobody batted an eye.
yes.
I like how the little girl was like protecting the Wendy.
Yeah.
I guess you couldn't handle Mexican.
There we go. Mexicans saving the day.
Mm-hmm.
He's a sub.
I may like to be filled with semen, but I ain't no sub.
Oh my god.
Hey, enough of these sandwich jokes.
What's that joke? What's long, hard, and full of semen?
What's up?
A submarine.
Well, guys, we have a choice. We
Come on,
can
hummus.
escape out back and in time
Oh,
to
I'm sorry,
save
humus.
the world, or stand up and fight, knowing that we tried to save humanity.
Although her name is based on nothing, is it?
We can't
It's just
No, I don't think so.
America. I say we fight.
Yeah, it's just
Destroy America.
a delicious Mediterranean side dish.
Mm.
God damn
Holy
it,
crap.
Holy Mother of God, because you're so hot.
Oh. Jesus. Aggressive much?
Wendy could be thinking the same thing.
Go, Arby. You and
Like, no, she's mine.
Yes.
Love blossom. And always remember, judge not, lest you be judged yourself. I kill myself so that democracy can survive. May Allah bless America. Die, motherfucker!
Now, is this the same actress that was in the suit? Because she looked very dubbed when she was talking.
I don't know. Maybe they put some makeup on her. I don't know.
Oh no, she could easily be in the Habib.
Did you just like Habib?
Burqa. I couldn't remember the name.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, blow up the McDonald's.
Hummus did it! She martyred herself to eradicate the chicken/Native American menace. Oh, Hummus, I hope you get those 72 Virginians because they are for lovers. Gee, he's turning over the undead.
Oh.
No.
Let's go home. You just lie down now, honey. Here, this will help you relax. We'll get you.
Oh, Arby, you were so brave.
We all were. And by sticking together, we rid the world of those insidious.
Did you just give her a beer?
You know,
Yeah.
start living our lives right.
You know, the cast are just running branches along the car.
Safe and sound and the future never looked brighter.
And I've learned that protesting big business is narrow-minded and misguided. Maybe by pointing my finger at the corporate elite and
That's funny.
special interest groups, I've really just been running away from my own insecurities. Isn't that right, little girl?
Oh. 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 Oh.
Must be the beer talking.
Oh yeah, you're 8 and you chugged a beer.
Oh.
Of course you don't feel good.
Oh, God. All those cans in the car.
Oh my god.
Encore.
Oh my goodness. So ridiculous. But in a good way.
Don't kill little baby
You know,
chickens.
I was saying to Brandon that Michael Jackson in his Thriller film clip now looks like Michael Jackson in his coffin.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Sad but true.
He's got a huge underground following. Well, did you enjoy the movie once again, Brandon and James?
Oh, yes.
I did. I mean, yes, it's over the top and completely out there, but it's fun. It's fun to watch. You know, I mean, with the name like Poultrygeist, you kind of know what you're getting into.
Yes. I think it can be enjoyed by a lot of different type of people.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Okay, maybe not soccer moms.
Soccer moms. Nah, this would be one my best friend would enjoy. She likes some silly stuff like this.
Well, I was thinking I might lend it to a friend of mine as well. I was thinking, oh, this is something I reckon Mark would like.
What about Marcus?
He might, but he doesn't. No, man, it doesn't start getting gory until later. I think once they start singing, he wouldn't like it.
Does he like Peter Jackson movies?
He hasn't seen any of the old ones.
Oh. Isn't it your duty?
His mum liked the old one.
Isn't it your duty as his uncle to show him these movies? Since you were showing him
He's
Sleepaway.
like 22 now. He can figure out his own stuff.
Well, you know, these Zennials or whatever the hell they are, they don't have the video store experience that we once had. So they don't.
No, we used to go to the video store together. He experienced the tail end of it.
Well, how old was he? Like 5?
No, I mean, video stores were still around here until maybe,
Video stores,
6 years ago. Yeah.
they kind of started to die out around here, maybe like 2008 or 9. That's when like it really got bad.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, because actually, about 3 years ago, my local video store closed down, and we went together and bought some of their videos.
Aww. No, that's just such a sad point in time, you know? Like, you know,
Yeah.
video stores are such a huge part of, you know, just a lot of people's upbringing, you know? Like, being like in your teenage years and going to hang out with your friends on Friday, Saturday night, and renting a bunch of movies. And
Oh, I don't have any friends.
And like even be able to pick up and read what it's about.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't compare to like scrolling and going, oh, what's that? It's sort of disappointing that they all went before people realized how much they missed them. Like, had 5 stayed, then you could have those 5 be quite popular, but they're all gone.
Well, there are some independents that are still up and running in certain areas.
Porn stores don't count, Brandon.
No.
Sorry, I had
you
to
can
make
watch
that
the
joke.
spoof movies.
Well, there's a certain podcast that Tony knows I enjoy listening to because I have something of a crush on one of the co-hosts.
Oh.
But they're out of the Pittsburgh area. And I was listening to an episode of because I listened to a lot of their back episodes, and they were doing Child's Play. And one of them he realized at the last minute that he didn't own it. So he's like, oh, so I just went down to whatever the name of the video store was, and I just rented it. And he said they had 5 copies in stock.
Okay. The nearest we have is that we do have a lot of like libraries that still stock a lot of DVDs, and they're all interconnected. So I could start looking at that. And actually, the libraries, they've developed their own streaming service.
Yeah.
If you remember, you can watch stuff online.
Audiobooks too, and Kindle.
My college, they have their. It's they have a streaming
Eli Roth
site,
gets a
which is pretty
mention in
cool.
this, by the way. And James Gunn. I'm noticing Eli Roth and James Gunn got a mention in some of the writing.
Nice.
I think James Gunn worked on something else. What the fuck was it? James Gunn did something like right before Slither. And it was like a trauma movie that got him Slither. And Eli Roth has appeared on some supplementals for trauma because he likes a lot of trauma movies, and Mother's Day is one of his favorite movies of all time, and he has a special like interview on the Blu-ray. And he also likes Bloodsucking Freaks, and there's a commentary with him on that. So yeah, Eli Roth likes trauma a lot. As much as I think he's a bit of a like douche, and his movies are pretty bad, there's this new movie that he produced called I think it was on Netflix, Haunts or something, about those haunted. It's like another one of those movies that have been done a million times about, like, they go to this extreme haunted house and of course something bad happens. But he produced it, and they were the writers, it was like a co-director team, something like that. And they were asking him for some advice about the script. And he gave them some advice that I was like, wow, this is really poignant coming from somebody like Eli Roth, who's really not a very good writer. But he said to them, because they didn't know how much backstory that they needed to include. So
to give a character.
So he said the audience doesn't have to know everything, but they need to know that you know. And I thought that was really, really poignant. Really good advice. And again, something I wasn't expecting from Eli Roth.
No. All right, boys. Well, I really have to get to bed because I have to be up at the butt crack of dawn for this photo shoot tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
James
it was a blast.
photographing
I
nude
always look
models.
forward to this.
Yes.
And-
Good to hear from you again, James.
Yes, we will do this again in the future.
Yeah, you guys
I
say
will
Happy
see.
Thanksgiving. We should all do Happy Thanksgiving together on the count of three. It's probably not going to sync up. But,
Whatever.
okay, are you right? Or Skanksgiving. This is Skanksgiving. Okay?
Okay, happy.
1, 2, 3. Happy Skanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Why was I the only one, bitches? All right. So we're going to wrap this up because you both suck. And I want to
Love
say
you too, Brandon.
thank
the
you
bedroom.
guys for joining me. And thank you to everybody for listening. Happy Thanksgiving. And until next time, this is Brandon Ford wishing you all unpleasant dreams.
Pleasant dreams.
Make sure your turkey's cooked.